As I mentioned, there's a ton of stories that kind of broke today, right? I was doing this, and this was the other one, and this was that Anya Taylor-Joy, Furiosa herself, she wants to play Elsa in Frozen. She wants to play the live-action version of Elsa. Furiosa and the Queen's Gambit star Anya Taylor-Joy says she is keen to play Princess Elsa in the live-action version of Disney's animated hit Frozen. 2 Frozen films have been released so far, with a third and likely fourth on the way. The 2013 original grossed $1.28 billion from a $150 million budget and became a massive pop culture phenomenon. The sequel, though not quite as beloved, grossed even more, $1.4 billion. Though Disney has yet to announce plans for a Frozen live-action remake, it's very likely to happen at some point. Speaking with Vogue Hong Kong, the 28-year-old explained why she's keen for the part, which would be different to any role she's done before, and that's part of the appeal. She says, I really want to do a musical because I'm a little too obsessed with my current job. I love the challenge of completing impossible tasks. I think that's incredibly motivating for me. So the idea of being able to sing, dance, and act the same time is really exciting to me. I think Frozen's going to be great. Shooting ice cubes out of your hands can be a lot of fun, and you'll be the favorite at every kid's birthday party. All my siblings have kids now, so I would love for them to be able to say, my aunt is Elsa. That would be great. The third animated Frozen is expected to hit cinemas in 2027. Okay, so you know me. I don't believe that the movie star really sells tickets these days.
Yeah,
and
rare one that does.
Anya Taylor-Joy, who was phenomenal in Furiosa. One of my main arguments was that not a household name. I think with this comment, I think you greenlight live action Frozen tomorrow because this is perfect casting.
Right. Because she wouldn't be the main star, right? Anna is your main star.
Yeah.
Elsa is the showier role.
Yeah.
So if you've got someone like Anya Taylor-Joy and her talent and her incredible abilities to play Elsa, an ice queen, and certainly there are elements of Anya's performances at times that can be a bit like kind of push you away, like you saw in Queen's Gambit. She can play this in her sleep.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Yeah, like if you can get Anya,
she's got the body build for it. She's got like the look at everything about it. She is. I mean, when I read that article, I haven't even read anything else that she wanted to play Elsa, and I'm like, if I'm Bob Iger, I'm like, make this movie.
Yeah,
make this movie. Like a Frozen live action film will make a ton of cash. Well, it's too close to Frozen 3. Who cares? It's like you hear those numbers, 1.2 and 1.4 for just the 2. People lost their minds when they announced the third one. Make the third film, do a live action. The only thing that I would say is I don't know if Anya Taylor-Joy is a great singer. She clearly has to have confidence in herself because she wants to do this role. But that Idina Menzel, that song ain't easy to hit.
No, you're right. So you're right. So she's such a great Broadway singer.
The challenge alone is going to be there for her, and I think that's what makes her such a good actress. She likes to challenge herself.
Yeah,
I love this casting. I absolutely love it. I think that it is if it actually happens, I think it's brilliant, and I think that now I wonder though. I guess that's the question I ask you is why does she say this? Does she say this because she's doing one of these things where she's making a pitch for herself, or is this something that's been kind of floating around the place?
Oh, I think she's making a pitch, and I think her people have maybe heard something, and maybe Disney's reached out, and they're like, we're talking to a few people. And so this is her way of being like, I want it. I'm telling you I want it. Let's get to the table and figure this out. And so I think it's smart. You're running it up the flagpole, too, to see people's responses to it. So it helps her in the negotiating stage of the situation. So I think it's smart all around for her to play it, or for her to say it, so that she can play it down the road. So, I'm 100%. This is a smart move by a very intelligent actress, regardless of how she's like, oh, my God, you guys love me. Which is all, I think is very authentic as opposed to Taylor Swift. I buy it by Anya, but I think Anya is also very shrewd and smart. And so she knows the business. She knows what she's doing. It's not an accident that she's found her way into so many different franchises and has been able to knock it out of the park in all of them when she appears in it. So,
I think somebody just said it in the chat. I think. Yeah. You know who would be a great Anna?
Who?
Kaylee Spaney.
Ooh, that's an interesting choice.
Anya Taylor-Joy as Elsa and Kaylee Spaney as Anna would be next level live action.
I like that. I actually like that.
Wow, that's a live action. I don't get excited for these live action Disney movies. That would be a good movie. That would be a good movie with those two if they can pull it off. And then I think you'd probably have to get Josh Gad back as Olaf, though. I think you'd have to.
Fine.
You don't like Josh Gad?
I'm not a Josh Gad guy.
He annoys you?
It's like... Don't make me do this. Don't get
Go ahead. Might as well go. You haven't had a rant yet. You might as well go and do this one. Go off on Josh Gad. That wouldn't have been on my bingo. It wouldn't have been on my bingo card though.
It's like Belushi, Farley, and then it becomes a law of diminishing returns by the time you get to Josh Gad. No offense, I just have never been a Josh Gad guy, and I thought him in Beauty and the Beast was like the worst part of the film.
Whoa.
But I love that song. I mean, that's one of my favorite karaoke songs. I will sing in summer all the time because it's in my range. I'm not a great singer, but I can hit those notes. So I like his portrayal of Olaf, but I don't know. I think it's a new live action, so why not just recast everybody? So why would you bring him back? Get somebody better. Get somebody better who's out there. He was, get a young actor out there to play the role. Young.
And so it's a voice role. You better bet that he's coming back. It's voice. They're gonna Olaf. He'll be back as Olaf if they do it. And by the way, this has not even been announced. This movie.
Yeah, I know.
We're already talking about it and casting it as if it's happened. But anyway, so I'll ask you.
Would be interesting too.
Who's that?
The princes. Who would play the princes?
I know that. Well, there's so much.
Young guys.
I'll tell you who I just interviewed and who's also already kind of played. I'd like to see him play less of the. He could have played. Who's the? I forget the character's name in Frozen. Who turns out to be the turd who's Anna's boyfriend.
Hans or something like that. Yeah. Let me look. I'll look it up.
Well, yeah, isn't Hans?
Who are you thinking of?
I'm not Hans, but yeah, I think maybe it is Hans the bad guy. Billy Magnuson. I'd like to see play. But he might be a little older though. Billy
Magnuson would be a great choice if it was
Sven, but he's a little. I think Billy Magnuson.
Sven, right?
Yeah,
right.
but
Sven's a good guy,
he'd be
right?
good. Yeah, Sven's the good guy.
Bad guy.
Yeah, no, Kristoff is the guy. Kristoff is a good guy.
He's the good
Sven
guy?
is the freaking reindeer. Sven's the reindeer.
So I was right. Hans. It's Hans.
Yeah,
who was
Hans,
the bad guy.
Hans,
so I was right. Sorry about that.
Yeah. But I think Billy Magnuson's like 40 though, so I think you'd probably want to cast a little younger. I don't know, but either way, fun nonetheless. I ask you guys, do you think that this is something that should happen? Is Anya Taylor-Joy the right call for Elsa? Do you think they should make a live action if they're going to do it? What do you say? Put your comments in there. Tell us. We got to hear about it. We're going to do